I will never forget the summer I fell in love with books. It was a summer I was 7 years old and my mother was reading to me the story of Helen Keller. Helen Keller would become blind and deaf shortly after birth and therefore was a prisoner in her own body. She couldn't understand anything that was happening around her or why it was happening until she met Anne Sullivan. Anne taught Helen to speak through sign language by signing words into her palm. But at first, none of it made sense until one April afternoon in 1887, while Helen had her hand under some flowing water from a pump, Anne spelled W-A-T-E-R into Helen's hand over and over. It finally clicked. In that moment, Helen understood that the cool liquid flowing over her hand had a name, water, and everything and everyone around her had a name as well. I can still hear my mother's voice getting choked with emotion as she read about this amazing moment in history. Well, after that, there was no stopping Helen. She would go on to graduate from Radcliffe College, which was the female version of Harvard University, and become one of the most inspirational women of the 20th century, and all because of words. Today, I want to share with you some benefits of reading on your brain, some reasons you should become a reader, and how to find the right book and format for you. According to the BBC documentary, Why Reading Matters, reading takes place in multiple areas of the brain. And also, according to this study, parts of your brain can grow with use. So when you're reading, you're exercising all these parts of your brain and strengthening them and growing them like a muscle. So think of it this way, you lift weights for your arms and you read books for your brain. According to Rebecca Stanborough of Healthline.com, reading may also increase your lifespan. One study showed that readers lived 2 years longer than their non-reading counterparts. If that isn't a reason to read, I don't know what is. Reading has also been linked to help with depression and aid in sleep. And not because your book is boring to read, but because reading is a relaxing activity. According to Gladys Hunt, an author, we should read for pleasure, read for education, and read to simply feel alive. I personally read because it's an affordable hobby, it's a portable hobby, I can take it almost anywhere, and it's a transportable hobby. It can take me anywhere, like Alabama in 1876 to meet Helen Keller. And you may be saying, oh, I've tried reading, it's just not for me, it doesn't work. Well, maybe you just haven't found the right book. According to Joe on Book Lovers blog, the first stop for reading choices would be goodreads.com, and I concur. I'm a member at Goodreads. Anybody can join for free and have unlimited access to every book, well, almost every book known to man, right at your fingertips. You can read what other people thought of a book. You can see what's popular. You can write your own reviews or rate books with star ratings. The best part is you can search for books by genre or category, by title, by subject, by author. It's really, your selections are endless there. I highly recommend it. Also, a very traditional way of finding a good book would be to visit your local library. But I don't mean to just stand in awe at the stacks, although I understand that, but actually talk to the librarians. They're there to help you. They're actually experts at what they do. They have a master's degree in helping you find the right book. Well, it's not called that exactly, but that's what they do. Is it sports, mystery, suspense, Western, romance? Your librarian can help you find just the right book for you. And it's guaranteed. If you don't like it, you can return it and get 10 more. According to educomics.com, one of the #1 reasons for using an e-reader like a Kindle is convenience. Have you tried a Kindle? It might be the thing that will suck you into the world of reading and never let you go. Why? Because if you're visually impaired, you can enlarge the font in an e-reader, or sometimes they'll read to you. Speaking of reading to you, what about Audible? Have you thought about it? Maybe you like listening rather than reading. So sign up for Audible to get unlimited access to all the books you want to hear all day long, and they too can go with you anywhere. Gladys Hunt says that reading may be an escape. We often say that, but it is not an escape from my own life and my problems. It is an escape from the narrow boundaries of being only me. I agree with that. I actually got to visit Helen Keller's home in Tuscumbia, Alabama in 2008, but I felt as though I'd been there before. I had. when I was 7, and it was just as I remembered it. Thank you.